Hello, welcome to Rafael Technologies again. So last video I just explained an student DBA access class with this a student add new student method. So I'm going to explain the rest of the method as well. As you can see, we have another method is called update student, and we are passing the student objects in here and as a and a parameter to students. So here we are doing the same thing what we did in our add new student method, and here is slightly different. We are also creating the student ID object as well. So after that, we are just invoking our update student store procedure to do the update and operation as well. So first, if you still have to understand what is update store procedure, I will recommend you to watch the part one to understand what is store procedure is doing in our last video. Okay, so let me go to the delete method as well. In this delete method, we are passing the student ID and types integer. As you can see, this is returning a bool operation. In here, we are just passing the SQL parameters and adding new, creating new SQL parameters with the student ID. So finally, what you're doing, we're just invoking the execute non-query method and saying that this is the name of the store procedure and types of store procedure and the parameters coming from this method as well, and do the delete operations. And the fourth one is fourth one is student get the student details, right? So with this student get details, we are just what you're doing. We are just passing the integer student ID in this method, and we are just creating a student um, class here. After that, we are just saying initializing firstly, we are just initializing to none. After that, we are creating new SQL parameters with this student ID. So after that, we are just saying using clause with this. We are saying the data table. You're creating the data table, and we're giving the name is data table, and we are just saying the find SQL class with this execute parameterize and select command, and the command types is get student details, and command types is store procedure, and the parameter is coming from this method. So if his method is found, look at this if block. We are checking if the table row is found is equal to 1. That means the table row is found. Then finally we are creating the data table row and in zero index. Then what you're doing, we're just creating the new instance of the student class, and finally we are just initializing the student property to row count property, and make sure you have the same the name typed in your database, like this student ID, student underscore ID, otherwise you'll get an error. Then finally, the rest of this code are same for the using row count property to converting the names and converting to the string as well. Finally, what you're doing, we're just returning the list of student to our methods, and the rest of this is just this method is responsible to returning the specific student details based on student ID. So the next one is just for return the list of a student. Again, we are doing the same thing. We're creating the list of a student, is initializing to the null, is slightly different. Is the last one was returning the specific student details by passing the student ID, but this one is just using the list of a student without passing any ID. So again, we are doing the same thing using block. We are creating the data table, so the name table. Then we are saying the find SQL class and find SQL execute select command method. And what do you want to do? We want to just pass mm, the store procedure name and types of store procedure. Remember, this method do not expect any parameters. That's why we are not passing any parameters. Finally, we are checking with the if blocks. If its table count is greater than 0, then we are creating the new list of student here. Then after that, for we are using the for each loop to find all the data row in our tables, right? So after that, after using the row properties in the data row classes, we are creating the new instance of the student. Then we are initializing all the properties we are getting in the row. to the student class. Then finally you're adding to the student object to our list, and finally you're returning to this to your methods as well. So that's all about the methods in our data access layers and student and SQL class. Still, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestion to improve this video, so just leave your comments in my YouTube channel or in my blog. So when I can, I'll get back to you. So thank you for watching and have a great day.